Get that moaning and singing out of your system. It's time for AI. Maybe for the last time. We're gonna find out. Because last time, our jolly group of anime stopped the Nirvana initiative, and we're entering the epilogue, where we're gonna find out how everyone's doing after the events of everything. Let's load a game. It would be this one. Let's do this.
Regardless of how suspicious she is, she should know something about the Nirvana initiative.
I don't care if people attack me for it! I have no regrets! I couldn't forgive him for what he did!
It is so nice to be home.
For the future of mankind. Thanks, Mizuki.
Bleep bleep. What rank do I like? Let's say straw weight. The women have atom weight below it, E. Alright, you two. What are we talking about? It's Pewter. Alright, so we can ask him about Maruko. Or Marco. How are we translating that? Seems like there's maybe a little bit of indecisiveness about how we're translating that.
He's an AI ball, just like Aiba and Tama. He's shy, so he doesn't talk much.
No, get to the important part, Pewter. How horny is this eyeball?
He opens up to me sometimes. He's just introverted.
About Tama.
Wonder what she's doing about now. Well, I'll let it be.
Huh? About Aiba's memory.
Oh, that. We weren't able to completely recover the memory, but...
The days I spent with Aiba, we at least got that.
That data has been re-uploaded and re-implemented. I now have memory of that time.
And Boss. It's Boss. About Ryuki.
He's gone.
Gone?
Don't let it eat at you forever. There was nothing you could have done.
What, is he dead? It did look like that he died during their Nirvana initiative.
But...
It seems like they're saying he's dead. Hey, boss, raise my pay.
Why?
Well...
I mean, we solved the case, right?
Isn't it obvious? We were able to solve the case because I worked really, really hard.
I mean, we're heroes, really.
Oh, patting yourself on the back.
Well, who else is gonna pat me, boss? Who else is gonna pat me?
So uncool. Uncool.
Not as uncool as your underwear.
My underwear has nothing to do with it. And excuse you, my underwear is really cute.
I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, grow up. I didn't mean it like that. It's just for my future reference.
Why does he need reference? I mean, is he the one who, I'm trying to, did they ever imply that he was the one who, like, I don't know, comes up with the designs for what the AIs look like? Because I think Aiba did imply that she came up with her own design in the first game, based on what she thought Date would like. And I don't know, maybe Pewter comes up with the concepts of what they could choose from or something. Like a character creator. You can assemble the character out of the pre-made parts. About BB's adoption.
Why were you hiding her? You could have just told me.
In retrospect, yeah.
What, that I adopted your double? I mean, I guess I could have told you that. I suppose. Maybe.
But there was a reason I couldn't tell you. If I told you that, I would have to tell you everything.
We can't have that. Look, we have to have secrets, Mizuki. We have to have secrets. Otherwise, it'll be chaos.
Not to mention, Mizuki is my secret weapon. She's like my personal ninja.
But Ryuki knew about BB, right?
Yeah. I didn't want him to find out, but
He saw us. Mama and I were shopping at the supermarket.
I told you not to call me that.
Who cares? They already know.
What, were you not wearing your mask? I thought you always wore that mask and hood.
Mama, huh?
Are you jealous, Mizuki?
No, that's not it. I wanted to ask about my pay,
This again?
but
Well, I do have to praise you for a job well done.
I mean, if you're not going to ask for a raise now, then when?
So, I have a special present for you both.
a present?
It was left at a special place. You should find it.
A special place.
Your friends should know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're planning, but
Boss, do we really need to have another puzzle now?
I guess it's not a bad idea to see everyone again. Well then? Yeah, let's get going.
All right. Does Mario have anything to say?
I hate how when I buy something online, I get web ads for it.
Exactly. I already bought it. I don't need to be advertised this again. All right, well, let's go to all of our favorite places and talk to our friends. Let's go to Misatan. Vroom.
Shoma,
Shoma's favorite Ferris wheel.
It's okay. You don't have to beat around the bush. I thought long and hard about how to feel about my sister. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sad. But I can't be down forever.
BB. Shoma. About Kameji.
I think about it a lot. 6 years ago, my dad took Jin's body from the amusement park. If only I had noticed back then, maybe none of this would have happened. Have you heard of the multiverse theory?
It's kind of popular these days, yes.
There are multiple universes, so that means there's a universe that's just like ours, but with a slightly different history.
Maybe even in most of them, like most people on the Earth die, and there's really only one timeline where everyone gets to live because a group of people were trained in their abilities to shift through timelines in those other timelines, and then they had to go through a game of death, and all the other versions of them in all other timelines had to die, except this one group, and they end up being like a group of heroes who's gonna fight some terrorist who we never get the name of. Look, I'm just throwing this out there, Shoma. I'm just throwing this out there.
That's the idea.
Maybe you're that terrorist. I don't know, Shoma.
If that were true, maybe Dad is out there somewhere, in another universe.
yeah, that's what I think. Andy's Kumeji lives on happily somewhere.
And he never improves his comedy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Man, is there a timeline where Kameji is actually good at stand-up? I don't know if that timeline exists. Have you heard from Boss?
Boss? No, I haven't.
Okay.
About Mame.
I'm sure you know already, but she's at the detention center. I've gone to see her every day. With Genny. But we can't really talk much. She's always crying.
Yeah,
But her lawyer said that due to the circumstances, her sentence might not be too long.
The person that Amame killed was trying to brainwash all of mankind. Some people even think she's a hero.
Yeah, I mean, once she's out, she can write a book about being the person who killed the half-body serial killer. It'll be a bestseller. She'll make so much more money than she ever would have working at Sunfish Pocket. About Nirvana X.
Oh, the number code?
Mm-hmm.
I know how to solve it.
Yeah?
First, change the letters to numbers.
All right.
A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, and so on.
Simple so far.
Using that cipher.
From there, solve it the same way as the BATS 490 code.
All right.
Zigzag from the top left and go from top to bottom.
They do love that zigzag thing.
oh.
It's the same as before.
Post and ring dig.
Hora inst undig. The puzzle of the pieces of paper in the balloons was solved in a similar manner.
3567781397145. What does that mean?
The numbers start with 35 and 139, right? Which means they're probably coordinates in Tokyo. So in other words, north 35.6778, east 139.7145. That's the answer.
Those coordinates point to...
The stadium. So the Nirvana X code is on February 15th, 12 o'clock. Come to the stadium. That was the message.
I mean, sure, you could figure it out that way. Or you could, like, do what we did and draw an X between the bodies. I mean, some of the bodies. There are other half bodies that weren't part of that X, which is a little curious.
Yep, that's right.
Ibis trivia. Oh, the reason I couldn't solve this puzzle a week ago...
I'm going to continue to live my life with Big Sis.
Because my memory from 6 years ago, the piece of paper in the balloon, was forgotten. Had I remembered, I've been making excuses.
I'm going to work hard to become a robot developer.
Come up with any good names for your robots? Because I got a winner. I got a good one here, Shoma.
And I'll continue to support her. Until the day someone else who can comes along.
I'm rooting for you. Good luck.
BB, why are you still wearing your torn poncho? Maybe it's not important. Let's go to Brahmin.
Genny, you opened back up, huh?
Yeah, I can't let this affect me forever.
Genny, how'd you end up at the stadium?
After you took Amame, Shoma and I stayed with Ryuki at the house. The bomb squad came and started to inspect the thermite bomb, and that's when we got a call. Ryuki was told that the Nirvana initiative was going to take place at the stadium. From there, he must have made a plan. In order to prevent the spread of TC Purge, we needed to burn it. So, we grabbed the thermite bomb, punched our way through the bomb squad, and headed to the stadium.
Did you punch more cops again? Well, I guess since it was for the sake of stopping the Nirvana initiative, I guess it was forgiven. About Mame.
Genny, you knew that Mame killed Uru, didn't you?
Are you going to arrest me for cooperating with a murderer?
I can't. It's not a crime just to know.
Unless you actively try to protect them.
He was doing that, yes.
In the end, I couldn't protect her. It's frustrating feeling so powerless. And I know not everyone will want to hear this, but I don't even think Amame should have been arrested. Her actions were totally justifiable. Her father was killed in such a brutal way. Not to mention Terror was planning a genocide. What's wrong with killing a person like that? I can't believe she's being punished for it.
It's only a little punishment. It's only a little bit of punishment. And who knows, maybe she'll be, after it's all over, maybe she'll be able to become some sort of superhero detective at Abyss. You know, weirder things have happened. Weirder things have happened, Gan. Have you heard from Boss?
Oh, she had a message for you. Horizontal is darkness multiplied by light.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand it, but that's what she told me to tell you.
Horizontal is darkness multiplied by light, huh?
I will continue to wait for Amame until the day she sits in that seat and smiles at me. She would be sad if she came back and the place was all run down.
She would be, yes.
So I'm going to work hard to keep this place running.
All right. You know, maybe Boss can retroactively make Mame a member of Abyss. You know, that's an idea. we can kill people all the time. We would not, like, none of us would have been punished for killing Terror. So maybe we can just say, we can hire Mame, give her a badge, and say, this is effective, like, last week. It's worth a try. Let's go to the Sagan residence.
Date.
Hitomi has not been in this game much. It's Hitomi. Huh.
What is it?
Oh, nothing.
Hitomi is Iris's mother, as well as Mizuki's elementary school teacher. Date is Mizuki's adoptive father. Hitomi and Date are hitting each other right now in front of Mizuki. How to describe what she's going through? Disgusting? Unbearable? Nothing she can do, I guess. So, Hitomi, do you like him with the mask on or off? Have you contracted TC Purge, Date?
If that were the case, I wouldn't be here, Meow.
You know the Nirvana trial code?
We're familiar, yes.
Everyone who solved it is being quarantined right now.
Ah.
A vaccine has been developed. Quarantining procedures should adequately solve the problem. Any damaged neurons in the brain should be repairable with nanomachines.
Nanomachines. Is there anything nanomachines can't do?
However, such a treatment is not simple or easy. If the rocket had launched, the country's health infrastructure would have collapsed and caused complete chaos.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been enough nanomachines for everyone. Only a few people can get the nanomachines.
Anyway, it's one big happy ending. Yeah.
Trying to remember. Didn't Sigma have a problem like that? He just couldn't stop saying that. Just sometimes. Date.
Meow. Meow, meow.
Aiba, permission to shoot.
Granted.
About Ryuki.
Please, don't talk about him. Please.
I can't bear to think about him right now. Date. Iris, how did you end up at the stadium?
I was eating at Matsushita Diner. Out of nowhere, Ota rushed in and said,
"We're going to save humanity!"
And well, I thought that sounded kind of fun. Fun.
I mean, it seemed like she had fun. She didn't get to do a lot in this game.
Well, Date's been like this all week. I see.
Have you heard from Boss?
Oh, yeah. Vertical is male multiplied by female.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that means, but that's what she said. Vertical is male multiplied by female?
Sounds meow-right erotic.
Is that the only thing you think about?
I think we're interrupting something here.
What? What are we interrupting?
You're not interrupting anything.
Meow.
Let's go, BB. Yeah, good idea.
Can't take this anymore. Don't want to see Date as a horny cat. Iris certainly doesn't seem to have a problem with it. Let's head to Yoyagi Park.
Oh, Mizuki. Quartz. How are you?
Can you not call me that?
Aw, come on. You used to like that name.
BB? Kizzy. What happened to running away together?
We canceled. Why? My father
Accepted our relationship.
Seriously?
You know how the press began to report on our deeds at the stadium? We agreed to some interviews.
And that's where we just came out and said it. Kizzy and I are together.
And so, my father can no longer deny our relationship.
The two of them were partially responsible for saving humanity. There's no way he could force them to break up now.
I'm happy for you. Congrats, you two.
Yeah, thanks to you both.
I am very grateful.
Yeah, I guess if your daughter and her fiancé are considered heroes now among the public, you can't just make them split up. It's bad publicity for your orphanage that you sent armed mercenaries to kill the fiancé and kidnap the daughter. Bad publicity. About the Gatling gun.
Oh, what I was shooting at the stadium?
Mm-hmm.
It was loaded with rubber bullets. I could never intentionally kill someone.
Even in that situation, Kizzy.
You're so nice, Kizzy.
Have you heard from Boss?
Yes, I did hear something. She wanted me to tell you. Light is 25.5.
Hold on. What martial art am I good at? Let's say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not so good at ground holds. Leanne. About going to Horodori Institute on February the 12th. 6 years ago.
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just curious.
Late that night, I went to the basement of Horodori Institute with quartz.
But there was nothing there. It was just an empty space.
The slicer was hidden under the floor, and there was no door going to Uru's room.
There might have been a way in, but we didn't have time to look.
Yeah. Right after we got down there, we heard footsteps.
We ran out of Horodori Institute after getting up the stairs.
Is it weird that you went to the same place on the same day, like 6 years later, with Mizuki? That's like a weird coincidence, isn't it? Hey, what was BB's job?
I only stole from people who made dirty money, or else Quartz wouldn't approve. And Quartz would donate her share to orphanages all over the country.
So you were like bandits of justice. How amazing.
That might be overstating it.
How did you end up at the stadium?
That.
I contacted Leon. I thought he could help.
And Kizuno was listening in on the conversation. So...
Yes. I asked if there was any way I could help. We will put an end to Terror's plan. I could not simply stay put there.
Considering the circumstances, it makes sense that Leon wouldn't decline. Thwarting Terror's plan. I am sure he wanted Kizuna present to witness his heroism.
I started to think of a plan. I wanted to take Kizzy there, but she had to be safe, no matter what. And that's when I remembered the armored vehicle. I knew it was at the Kumakura's. So I called Moma and asked if I could borrow it. Moma said,
"Sounds like fun. How about I tag along? And as for who's driving, I know a guy."
That explains Ota. I see. Well, we need to get going now.
See you later.
Goodbye, little big sis and big sis.
You're gonna stick with that, huh?
All right. Just wrapping up some questions, tying up some loose ends, just like little bits of details here and there, such as, why did you show up at the stadium? I called Moma, and, you know, we took his car. He called Oda, you know, just making sure we're all clear on who talked to who and who called who and how everyone got there. Let's go to Sunfish Pocket. Who are we going to talk to there? Mame's not there. Ah, Oda is, yes, of course. He's got the
Mizuki?
He's got the highest ranking trident now. All of these years, he's been coming to this place. It's finally paid off.
I finally have an orichalcum trident.
Thanks for your business.
Oh, right. You own this place.
Thanks, chump.
Don't you do like a friend discount?
Nope.
That's not fair, Mizuki.
Mizuki is a ruthless capitalist.
I always give you free food at the Matsushita Diner, don't I?
Yeah, free pickles. Cheapskate. What is this? Seafood.
Oh, that's when you get one of the mermaids. And she chews oysters with her mouth open for you.
Yeah. We did not see that before. As it mentions, this place used to be owned by Renju. Due to certain events 6 years ago, Mizuki's taken over. Yes, certain events. Let's say Renju is not available to run the place anymore.
Mizuki, you should rethink being an owner.
So does the mermaid, like, spit the oysters in your mouth? Like when she's done chewing? Is that the idea? I guess maybe some people would go for it. What's he eating? I can't look at his food. About the armored vehicle.
It's a long story, so I'll cut right to it.
No, we've heard most of it at this point.
So there we were. The 5 of us in the truck heading to the stadium.
Ota, Iris, Kizzy, Moma, and Leon, right?
And we saw those 3 being held up by the riot police. Or, I guess those 4.
Ryuki, Genny, Shoma, and Robo-G.
They said they were headed to the stadium too, so we let them hop in the back. Then we drove right through the barricade and saved the day.
About Mame.
This might make you kinda angry, but I think Mame is a hero. Think about it. Uru, the culprit of the HB case, brutally killed 3 people. Not to mention he tried to brainwash all of mankind. And Mame punished that evildoer. I can't condemn her for that.
What is it, Mizuki?
Well, I don't mean to defend what Uru did, but he was held captive underground since the age of 6. They took half his organs from him forcibly. When you take that into account...
Perhaps Chikara was the worst person.
That's kind of been the whole theme of the game. It's... Look how bad Chikara is. It's kind of funny since Chikara dies pretty early on, and like a whole lot of the story in the game after that is what a monster Chikara is. Like, I kind of was wondering if maybe he would turn out to be alive and he would be the real villain in the end, just because of how much the game is talking him up about being so evil. But that didn't happen.
Here's the way I see it. Evil is created from a greater evil.
Percent, yes.
It is our mission to destroy the root of all evil.
Well, I mean, that's a bit grandiose, Aiba, considering what we do.
Doesn't look like our mission's gonna end anytime soon.
Have you heard from Boss?
Yeah, she gave me a message for you. Female is 6.607. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but there it is.
What could that mean?
Well, we have the equation. We just need to plug in the numbers. We have 2 of the numbers now.
For now. We got the info, so let's go somewhere else. Yeah, good idea.
Can we talk to any of the mermaids? I cannot talk to this mermaid. Oh, I can talk to Driver.
You don't recognize moi?
How could I not?
I recognize you very well. You're the lady from Lemniscate. Me? I am but a humble taxi driver. I visit there often to escort the talent.
Why are you here?
I am a customer. The old hag at Matsushita Diner told me about this place.
Hey, that's my mom!
Oh, is that right? The old hag recently concluded a job interview here.
Stop calling her an old hag! Hold up. Job interview?
Wow, Mayumi wants to become a mermaid? I mean, look, sometimes you have a career change later in life.
Indeed.
As a mermaid?
That would be the case.
Look, maybe Sunfish Pocket wants to open up its customer base. You know, it's pretty narrow right now. They're only hiring like 18-year-old girls. You know, that's... You know, get a wider range of clientele with a wider range of mermaids.
Mom. Oh, that perky mermaid tushy. I can't get enough of it.
Mizuki and BB are not impressed.
Chaos in here.
Do you mean Mizuki's brain? Oda, what would you think about having your mom do the seafood thing? Oda's thinking about it right now. Taxi driver. It's a counter.
I want to stuff Date in a wooden box and light it on fire. What prompted this?
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore, Mizuki. It's a wooden box. Can't talk to that mermaid.
I need to change that soon. We've been using the same picture for a while to cut costs.
There's photos of the mermaids.
Wow, you surprised me. Mizuki, what are you doing here?
I own the place?
Really?
What are you doing here?
Well, I wanted to investigate the day-to-day lives of young women.
As an inspector?
I need to know what's in. It's an important part of being an inspector. I feel like I said this before.
Inspector!
Oh, I remember. Your name is Kagami, right?
Super duper correct! Hey, stop it! It's rude to ask someone their name so many times. Encantado de conocerte. Me llamo Kagami. Me gustan las tetas grandes.
I know his name already. I don't think I need to ask again. I think I know his name already. I probably don't need to ask. His name was stolen by a wicked witch. I'll ask him again.
His name was... I recall it was 6 letters. It began with Ka.
6 letters. Ka. I know. Your name is... Kanaiza!
That's enough. Have mercy.
I feel like if there is an AI 3, part of the story is going to be that his name really does have a curse on it to make people not able to remember. You think it's just a running joke, and then it's going to be an essential part of the plot in the 3rd game. Well, it looks like we're done here. Let's head to the Kumakura office. Oh, it's receptionist. Are you going...
You guys.
Why you were still wearing that collar? And are you going to Atami with receptionist?
What's up with your voice?
That's right, she didn't hear this, but BB did.
It's a Vochlocho. Vochocho? It stands for Voice Changing Lock Choker. I borrowed it from MoMA 6 years ago, but I don't use it anymore, so I returned it.
Right, so that would explain why she had a, an altered voice.
Awful honorable of you. Never thought I'd get it back.
What are you doing here?
I was checking some job hunting websites and I saw this place. So now I work here Fridays. Oh, don't worry. I'm still working at Lemniscate. But they won't make me full-time, ever. Isn't that right, Miss President?
Oh, sorry. I don't handle the personnel stuff.
Yeah, it's I can't, oh man, I can't do anything about that. I'm only the president. Receptionist. What's your job here?
Making tea, answering the phone, slicking up the gats.
So old school.
Did I hear something about oil and guns?
No, it would be illegal for them to possess guns, so clearly they don't.
She's also in charge of puff puffing. What? What is that?
We cannot ask receptionist about it. It's Shinpei. How's your kid, Shinpei?
Thankfully, my kid's doing good. My marriage was annulled and I don't have custody, but every birthday I get a few pictures sent to me.
Well, I guess it's something.
Nowadays, seeing those pictures is what keeps me working hard every day.
Don't make me cry, idiot!
Did you go back to the gang?
Yeah, 6 years ago. I shot my gun at Sunfish Pocket.
Yeah, that was weird. You didn't even have to do that. Ryuki just came in because he wanted to ask you some questions, and you pulled your gun out in a crowded restaurant and started shooting at him. Like, you didn't need to do that. You just made it worse for yourself.
I was in prison for a little bit, but I served my sentence. Now I'm out.
What about your directing job?
I can't go back to that.
Yeah, the job options are pretty limited, I think.
It's not easy for a convicted felon to get a job. So I came back here and begged for another shot.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other guy?
Oh, you talking about Dokta? He contracted DC Purge.
Sure did.
He's being quarantined in the hospital right now.
I hear they were able to get rid of the virus, but it's gonna be some time until he gets his head back in line.
It's Moma. His voice sounds off. Can I have that ring?
What? Why would I do that? Just look at Bibi. Her outfit is in shambles.
I mean, she chooses to wear that.
I want to buy her new clothes, please. Leave me alone. I like my clothes. What is this? That made me cry. Beautiful sisterly love. Hey, you guys are all right. Take that ball the dragon is holding. It's solid gold. I can't take that. Don't worry about it. Quartz made me a hell of a lot of cash back in the day. Stop calling me that. Hey, Mizuki, did you just take the ball?
Yeah, Mizuki will take a gift when it's offered. She does not have shame.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dragon. It does not have a ball. It's where the chairman sits. Oh, what's on his PC? 6 years ago, someone hacked that. Supposedly. They upped the security. Who could have hacked it? Why do you have the Vochocho on?
No reason. Just fucking around with it.
He was saying, Mama, I love you. Marry me.
Gag. Shinpei, get your knife ready. You're cutting off your finger.
No.
I mean, yeah, you just say no. What's he gonna do? What were you waiting for?
Yeah, that boss lady sent word. She told me you two'd be coming. She said to tell you this. Darkness is 5.479. I have no idea what it means. So, Ritsu, it's time for the Puff Puff.
All right, we should see what her new job duty is.
Roger that. The usual.
Ritzy is probably the receptionist. Her name is Ritsuko. Did we know that that was her name? I don't remember if she's ever been given a name aside from Big Titty Receptionist.
Please, no.
All right, Noma. Can you close your eyes for me?
Got it. Like this?
Now, hold still.
Okay.
Ritsu, come on.
Hi-ya!
Noma, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
addiction. I'm addicted to this feeling.
The voice is the only thing salvaging this from being the most perverted thing I have ever seen.
No, I think the voice makes it worse. Let's go, BB. Please, let's.
Well, maybe we...
Wow! So soft.
Maybe we should just leave them to it. The receptionist, I can't really see from here, but I bet she has a smug look on her face. What an idiot. Tired and fainted. I don't think there's anyone else in this room. Oh, there's, of course, our tiger rug friend.
No, I'm not stiff right now.
Just speak for yourself. Tiger rug on the floor. Let's go to Marble. Yeah, I mean, Mama gave us the big twist, though it's unclear who it was a twist for. Like, for everyone else in the game, they experienced the timeline correctly. Only us, only we, the Freyer, did not.
So you two are sisters, huh?
That's a way of describing it, yes.
It makes sense and all, but boy, is it ever surprising.
Is it really, Mama? The only people who knew about the cloning are members of Abyss. To others, Mizuki Kuranushi and Mizuki Date are just sisters. Hold on. Important call. What ability might be useful against old men? The Schmidt-style backbreaker. Tsuji Kundo thing. No one ever expects a backbreaker. Hey, it's Mamaroo, the bodyguard.
Mamaroo?
What? Who are you guys? You know me?
Weren't you Tokiko's secretary and bodyguard?
The information Ryuki got in his investigation has been transmitted. We know about Bodai, what he was doing, and where.
Yeah, it was. And then this happened and I got fired.
Yeah, he had a pretty good job, but then his boss was bisected.
The Subversive Activities Prevention Act shut my eyes down for good, which gives me more time for day drinking.
I think you've had enough.
Shut up. You don't get to say if I'm drunk enough or not.
Well, you got me there.
I'm a heavyweight. Leave me alone.
You're a lightweight emotionally.
What? What did you say?
Hey, Mamaroo, honey.
Maybe you're right. My heart can't take it. I drink so I don't have to face reality sober.
Aw.
I saw the president's body.
Half of it anyway.
That image is burned into my mind. I can't unsee it. How pathetic is that?
It's okay, Mamaroo. Everyone has a weakness. I think humans are one of the weakest animals. We aren't covered in thick fur. We don't have hides. We can't take heat. We can't take cold. Even the littlest tree branch can scratch us and make us bleed. Really, we're the only animals like that. How did we even make it this far as a species? I think it's because we're weak. Our weakness forced us to work together. We made tools, hunted, and fought in packs. That's how we survived. If humans were strong independently, things would have been different. We might not have made it. We could have gone extinct like Neanderthals. So you're saying our weakness is central to who we are? Our weaknesses mean that we have to support each other and put aside our differences. Yeah, that's why I'll never tolerate people who oppress others. Humanity is rooted in weakness. To deny that is like denying humanity as a whole. But the sad thing is, there are so many people who do, and it ends up hurting others. LGBTQ plus people, people with disabilities, people persecuted because of their race or religion. If I had wings, I'd fly around the whole world, give all those people a hug and tell them it's gonna be okay. And then grab my iron pipe and beat the crap out of those bastards who tormented them. I'll defend and protect minorities everywhere. I'm not gonna let any kind of backwards thinking, macho, prejudicial bullshit slide.
I love it. Let me give you 8 million yen.
More boobs. No, I meant to say more boobs.
He seems to be getting extremely emotional.
Not that you could tell by the way he looks.
Humanity is rooted in weakness. We all had to work together to get to where we are. But now that we're here, it's all right to try to become strong individually through genetic engineering and artificial intelligence robot eyeballs. It makes us better than everyone else. Can of Al-free, not even poured into a glass. She just has it straight from the can. Just a can with no glass, Mama. It's a bit lazy. An Al-free can. BB. There's two of them, just like how there's two of us. Mama is polishing her crystal balls. I want a drink.
You're already drinking a cream soda.
No, not this drink.
No alcohol for you. You're only 18.
I'm good then, right? I'm 24.
Nope. I know you came here on your motorbike.
That's true. She does not have a designated driver.
Have some Alfrey instead.
Any information?
You solved the case already, but you're still hungry for more, hmm? Well, I do have some very valuable information. 6 years ago, on February 15th, Uru contacted So Sajima, the former politician. Why do you suppose he did that? Because So was his father. An illegitimate love child. She took the baby to Iowa, then committed suicide.
Oh.
Well, it's just a rumor. There's no proof.
It is true that the love child bit was brought up once, and it didn't come back again.
But that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? I'm guessing Uru wanted to meet him. The man who threw him and his mother away like garbage. That was where his tragedy began, after all. If So hadn't neglected them, Uru never would have been given up for adoption.
So is kind of the cause of a lot of problems. Where's So now?
I don't know. He's not at his manor. He disappeared about 2 weeks ago. Maybe he fled the country.
Fled the country? Why?
He's a cunning old man. I'm sure he sensed something coming. He must have thought the authorities would eventually connect him to Terra. So, he decided to leave before it was too late.
Have you heard from Boss?
Boss as in your boss?
Well, I mean, yeah, we just call her that like it's her name.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Boss left us a present somewhere, but we don't know where it is. She said something about asking our friends.
I see. Then why don't I ask the mighty Milky Balls?
Yes, why don't we get one more connection with the other side, with the supernatural, to give us information that we cannot get on our own?
Yeah! Good idea.
Okay then. Milky white orbs of power. Who among their friends and acquaintances has the biggest you-know-what?
That is important information to know.
That is Lynn, of course.
Not surprising. Not surprising. You know there's a big pendulum being swung there.
Who cares?
Kizzy, probably.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Mizuki thought so too.
We'll put that aside for now.
Can we put it aside forever?
Okay, time to get serious now. Oh, Balls, the great and powerful, please find something for me. Where is the present that Boss has hidden?
Go to Nyes. The hidden secret can be found there.
So, how about it?
Go to Nye's.
Boss, is it really appropriate to use Nye's for your scavenger hunt?
The secret is there?
That has nothing to do with Boss's task. I am sure Mama is only stringing together random thoughts.
Well, we have to try, don't we, Aiba?
Mama, we're gonna get going.
Already? I wanted to talk more about Leon's you-know-what.
Well, there's only so much that we know, Mama. Only rumors and hearsay.
We'll save that for some other time.
Oh, sure thing. Come back again whenever. I'll be waiting.
Alright, well, Nye's is not listed here. But Eon Garden is.
Mr. Chieda, nice to see you.
It's not really. I mean, maybe we should discuss how appropriate it was to send the armed mercenaries to your orphanage? Because I feel it wasn't very appropriate.
Oh, Mizuki Kuranushi.
And one might even say it was out of line.
Please don't call me that. I'm supposed to be called Big Sis.
It would be a little strange to call you that.
Do you remember me too?
Of course I do. You were only 3 when the Okiura family took you in. I never thought that girl was really you. Both of you have grown so much. You two used to cry and cry. Now you're both police officers. I'm proud that you've grown up to be such good people.
Hey, nurse. Why are you here?
Yeah. I wonder. I kinda just wanted to be here.
Felt like she needed to be here. Like it was some sort of epilogue where all the characters need to let you know what they're doing. It's a nurse. Kinda just wanted to?
Screw it. This is my last chance. I want some more screen time.
Exactly, nurse.
What are you talking about?
You gotta get it where you can.
Mom! Mom, are you watching? Look at me!
Maybe she's contracted TC Purge.
It must be it.
We should let the authorities know.
Like, nurse has gotta appear where she can. She doesn't get too much. So the person who leaked the story of Horodori Institute was...
Yes, that was me. I didn't have proof, but I suspected that they were doing morally questionable research there. And that you two were subject to it. I wasn't ignoring the signs. I only noticed it a few years after you two came here. And I acted on it right away. I went straight to the police. They told me they couldn't do anything without proof. So I leaked the information to the press, which led to the Institute being closed. I did it for the two of you.
But didn't you help it reopen? I'm having trouble following your logic.
Yes, that. I spoke to your cohort, Ryuki, about this. Human experimentation is intolerable. But the other research being done at Horodori Institute was extremely valuable and had a bright future.
What was the other research? Like, I think we're only really familiar with the human experimentation. I don't think we know what else was happening there.
There were many hardworking people there that had nothing to do with what was happening behind the scenes.
I guess. I suppose.
And at that point, the two of you were no longer affiliated with Horodori Institute. Which is why I provided the money for the reopening.
But I mean, Chikara was working here again.
I did it so I could keep an eye on them and prevent them from continuing their illicit research.
But they did continue the illicit research. Illicit research was happening. What research is that?
You don't know? It's called Purge. DNA treatment.
This is not the same as TC Purge, of course. TC Purge was a virus that was created using Purge technology.
Even now, I don't think financing Horodori Institute was a mistake. They were able to create the technology for Purge. That technology can save countless lives.
Look, everything has a good side and a bad side.
Including yours.
We contain multitudes.
What?
Last year, we developed a revolutionary genome editing method we call purge.
Why doesn't anyone ever talk about the good things Chikara did?
With this, genetic diseases that were previously too difficult to treat. For example, severe congenital heart diseases are now curable.
Baby, that's great news. Your illness can be cured. Oh, good. What is it? Well, it's just so much to process. I'm happy for you, BB. Yeah.
How many kids do you think Chikara tortured to develop that cure? Because it's probably not 0.
Mr. Chieda, thank you.
I was trivia. Whoops.
Bundles of energy, I'll tell you that much.
Let's see. Such a complex story. TC Purge was created using Purge technology. If Ricci didn't invest in the Horodori Institute, it never would have happened. But at the same time, Mizuki Kuranushi's heart condition wouldn't have been treated. The technology itself is neither good or evil. It's dependent on the person who uses it. I guess I can comment on moral issues every now and then.
You ripped the swing right off its chains. And Mizuki, you tore the pipes off the jungle gym and played cat's cradle with them.
I suppose I should have realized at that point that maybe there was some human experimentation happening.
Whenever you did something bad, myself and the other staff scolded you. You would both cry and literally run through walls. I'm sure you can still see the damage in some of them. But whatever you did, no one was upset with you. After you cried, you would both have such bright smiles it made everyone else smile too.
Sounds like us.
Yes, I remember them well. Your smiles haven't changed a bit.
I don't know. I think that once you realize you have 2 super strong children, like there's some discussions that need to be had aside from, aren't they cute kids with big smiles? Kizuna and Lien.
Please, don't ask me about that. I've already told Kizuna everything.
I guess he doesn't want to talk about their relationship. Guess not.
I heard that Lien has got a huge cock. Have you heard from Boss?
Your adoptive mother?
Yes.
She gave me a message. Male is 5.4.
I mean, not when you're talking about Lien.
Mr. Chieda, we're going to get going now.
Come back again soon. And please, continue to keep an eye on Kizuna.
We will. Yeah, of course.
Mr. Chieda. Can we look at kids in the background? I don't think we can.
You two used to play make-believe in that castle all the time.
Who is king, me or BB?
You two always fought over it. You split your kingdom up. Mizuki, you were only 3, but you never gave up being king. Oh, I don't even know how many times that castle was destroyed.
Oh, Mizuki, you would always say that you would rather burn your kingdom down rather than transfer power peacefully. It was a little bit concerning, but also kind of cute.
But it never destroyed your relationship. Even after your kingdom was split, you were back together playing in no time.
It's a slide. It used to be our castle. It's a jungle gym. Seesaws?
Wait, was it always protruding from the ground like that?
You two pushed it in the ground, but we pulled it back out.
Playground steps.
I remember always pulling that thing out of the ground.
At least you two didn't ruin the garden.
Just the garden, huh? Meaning everywhere else got...
Eowyn's dormitory feels nostalgic.
The top of the tree. I remember thinking that was the tallest place in the world. I remember climbing it with you on my back. That sounds dangerous. What if I fell?
You did, plenty of times. But you were never seriously injured.
Just last week, you might have even survived without a parachute.
It's a big tree. I feel like this kid is about to do the high cross body onto this kid down here, who's like getting himself ready to catch him. That just feels like if we're here for like a few more seconds, we're going to see that. Well, okay, one more place to go. Let's go to Nyes.
It's still bothering me.
What, how much water they're wasting? You'd think that with the president dead, they would turn off the waterfall.
I know what you're thinking. What Mama said, right?
Go to Nyes. The hidden secret can be found there.
But what's the last secret? I guess the only thing left is Tokiko. Why did she kill herself?
Yeah, she killed herself. We know why. So that's like a thing that's kind of hanging out, is that we know why Terror was cutting bodies in half, and they had to form the X to create the intersection between waft and weft. It was something like that. But there's also two other cut bodies, that being Tokiko. One half was in this office. The other half was underneath Horodori Institute. And then the other body was Uru himself. One half of his body was in the stadium at the beginning, and the other half was in the cathedral, which is straight down from where we are. So there are two other pairs of half bodies. We don't know why that is.
Why did she order Amame to do those things? Taking Jin's left half to the stadium.
Yeah.
And taking her own body to the president's office, too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We have no idea.
Like, maybe we want to try to form an X with these four halves. But, like, two of the halves, Tokiko's and Uru's, are like, if you look at an overhead map, they're in the same place. In the Nyes building. You would have to look at it. You have to turn that map three-dimensionally to see that one is up in the air in the top of the building, and the other half is underground. But where would that put the other two halves that would be in the stadium, which would be at ground level, and Horodori Institute underground? Don't really know how that forms an X.
Why did Tokiko do all that?
Oh, hey, it's her hologram. Pretzel Life.
It is Tokiko's hologram.
Does she have any lessons to teach us today?
This was among the data that was sent to me by Tana.
Welcome. I apologize, but I am currently unavailable.
You could say that.
If you do not mind, if it's no trouble, would you guide me to Moksha?
Well, I mean, it seems like everyone wants to go there, but we kind of had to stop Terror's method. Who knows if it would have worked?
What?
I will tell you a number.
Uh-huh.
It is a crucial figure that can create a seam in this false world. It is called the nil number. Are you prepared? Please take note of it.
Oh, all right, hold on. Let me get a pen. Let me get my notes. All right. What do you want me to put down? 604211. All right. 604211. Got it.
And now, I will look forward to the day we meet again. But I am not talking about them, of course. Ryuki? No, not Ryuki either. But you, the one listening to me now. Yes, the Freyer. You. Now.
It's alive. Hmm? Huh. Let's go to the stadium.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
What? You mean you don't get it, BB? Boss's present is probably here.
Did we work out the coordinates?
Why do you think that?
Remember what Iris said? Vertical is male multiplied by female.
Now, insert the numbers that Mr. Chieda and Ota gave us.
Male is 5.4.
Female is 6.607.
5.4 times 6.607 equals 35.6778.
That's the vertical coordinate. The horizontal...
Horizontal is darkness multiplied by light.
Darkness is 5.479.
Light is 25.5.
5.479 times 25.5 equals 139.7145.
Okay, those numbers, 35.6778 and 139.7145. Don't they sound familiar? Oh, yeah.
North 35.6778, East 139.7145.
I see.
The vertical and horizontal were referring to coordinates, which is here. The present must be here somewhere in the stadium. But...
Of course, one friend that we forgot about.
Robo-G. It looks pretty big.
It is somewhat unnerving.
Not something that would make a kid share with joy.
I don't know, if I got a Christmas present like that, I would be pretty overwhelmed at this enormous gift box. I would be very curious to know what was in that.
Anyway.
Why don't you open it?
Okay. It's scary.
It's fine. It will not explode.
Are you sure? This is Boss we're talking about.
Well, I suppose I can't be sure.
I know. X-ray.
Took you long enough. I was suffocating in there.
Ryuki.
Is there a reason you had to be gift wrapped for us, Ryuki?
Ryuki?
Ryuki!
And I'm here too.
Tama.
Your body. You're healed?
I'm perfectly fine.
Not perfect. His wounds still haven't healed.
But I feel no pain at all.
Because I got you hopped up on painkillers.
You need to go back to the hospital.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
I had to do it. Boss gave me a call.
Boss told me that she was putting you on a scavenger hunt that by the end of the day would lead you here, and I had to be gift wrapped in a box so I could be delivered to you, and I said, Boss, what the fuck are you talking about? And she was very insistent.
Hey, Ryuki. I hear you can walk now.
You can walk, you can work, Ryuki. Get back to work.
I have a favor to ask you. I want to set up a little surprise for those two. And if you say no, I'm demoting you.
Ah, Boss, never hesitant to abuse her power.
Good luck.
So, yeah.
How mean. She's the devil. But I'm glad you're okay, Ryuki. You seem to be doing well.
Yeah, especially since previous characters implied that you had died. You seem to be doing considerably well considering that.
Yes. Congratulations, Ryuki.
Thank you.
I'm sorry we made you worry.
You two are like a married couple.
Well...
You can't be serious.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Just occurred to me how large this area is. It's large enough for a large number of people to dance.
Let's celebrate Ryuki's full recovery.
It's not a full recovery.
Anyway, we have a special dance for you. Please watch us. Start the music!
Suspension.
So what? I'm here for the attention.
It's true that we can't get ourselves boyfriends
because you're human weapons and they can't contend.
We do look really cute when we're kicking some ass,
but every time you fight it makes you want to cry.
The tears will build up on the inside. Lonely girls across the world, let's wake up and fight. Worlds apart with beating hearts, unite the light through the night. If the boys want to reach us, they'll have to keep up. Without you, I am only half. I need to be whole, and even with all of the sorrow inside, we are the conquerors. We achieve our dreams together.
How about she sells seashore by the seashore? She sells seashore by the seashore. She sells seashore by the seashore. All right. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. Yes, I got it again. Hey, no one.
Why didn't it cut to the inside of a jail cell where we see Amame dancing so she can have a verse? Talking about how imprisoning her during the prime years of her life is just going to make it more likely she's going to have to turn to crime when she gets let out. Anyway, Kizune's song and the Amame song have been unlocked in the bonus menu. Unlocked the eyeballies function. Wait time for question is now 0 seconds. If you just want to get unlimited rapid fire questions. All right, so we've reached the credits of AI The Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative. We got an epilogue where, for some reason, they made it sound like Ryuki was dead, which was kind of weird. I don't know why they did that. And Boss sent Mizuki and Bibi on a scavenger hunt across the town to talk to all of our friends and just reminisce and just get little details here and there to wrap things up, ending up with Ryuki being dragged out of the hospital, hopped up on painkillers to be gift wrapped in a box, and then made to dance in a big synchronized dance number. As the camera panned away, we didn't get to see it, but like if the camera did not pan away, Ryuki was about to collapse as his stitches tore and he started bleeding out and the painkillers were wearing off. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. He got to take part in the big dance number. Sure. So let's see. We can change the background. And change the character who's dancing. I think she gets a little dancing. Kameji did not get to dance himself. This detective really didn't do much in the game. Like, it was kind of weird because it seemed like, I don't know, he had like a distinctive voice and a name. It seemed like he was going to play a bigger role, but really didn't. Of course, Chikara, big fan of Kizune's song and dance. Even Terror has to cut loose every once in a while. Well, that's if we want to, you know, just have we just watch characters do the dance. So there's no dancing to this.
Late at night, I get a call from you. Satellites are calling me from you. My voice never tell me. So I'll sit in the dark, the shadows settle in. Me and Lord, we can't see.
Yeah. We can listen to the song, but no dancing, and we can't change voices or anything like that. All right. Well, no big revelations in the epilogue. as it was just basically wrapping up some tiny loose ends and finding out that Ryuki is all right and he is in love with his eyeball. He might marry his eyeball. It's a possibility. It might, it might happen. Best of luck to Ryuki and Tama. But there was one curious thing that we got was that Tokiko did want us to write down a number called the nil number. Why did she want us to do that? Well, let's see. If I load my save game, where do we go? Where do we start from?
Regardless of how suspicious...
It probably starts us from here, from boss's office. Oh, evaluation. I should probably look at that. Resolution end. Clear resolution route. I guess that's our true ending. File. Once again, it's the manual, which, I haven't really looked at much in the manual. Except when, we got the true flowchart bit. Speaking of the flowchart. Epilogue, Braver Than All Flowers. That's where this one was. A week later, Friday 2/22, Mizuki and BB head to boss's office. The boss congratulates Mizuki and BB's work and says she'll give them a gift. She says they're friends. No, where the gift is. So yes, finally there was a timeline that extended into February 22nd when the thing was foiled. I guess if you took the time, you could, take a look at going down past and present to work out the scenes that you saw and how you were made to think that all of Ryuki's scenes were in the past and all of Mizuki's scenes were in the present, but how that wasn't actually the case. And it seemed to be pretty consistent, until we got to further down here, and it was basically when it was first mentioned when Komeji's death was that things started not to match up quite right. But let's see, the number Tokiko gave us, she said it was not for Mizuki, but rather it was for the Freyer. And of course, as Mama said, the character we're playing is the Freyer. Well, Mama didn't say it, but rather the voice that Mama was channeling called us the Freyer. So the number is for us. And let's see, I believe the first time that Ryuki meets Tokiko, I believe she does ask him if we're the Freyer. I said no. I think it was this one. Tokiko admits Bats 490 was created to recruit new members, but she says it's not related to the QR video. During the conversation, she mentions Freyer. Frey was a word on the signboard. It's hard to believe it's coincidence, but Tokiko insists it's just a bug. She says that it's also the case with Jin's body being found. After investigation, it is determined that the appearance of the body was only made to look as though supernatural forces were involved. The show's director, Shinpei, says that he lent the studio to a person named Terror. Terror sends a message to go to Sekeba High. Ryuki immediately heads there and finds Chikara's right half stuck to the billboard. Right, so it does say here that Tokiko mentions Freyer. So why don't we go here and say, yeah, we're Freyr. What about it? I'm definitely Freyr. As far as I know, people have told me. One person has told me that I am Freyr. Zoom. It's funny that it's still funny that Nyes just has a building after being a secret society in the first game. It's just like they just have a building. It's just out here. What about it? Like, I believe she doesn't say anything in this. Yeah, she just kind of looks at you.
What is going on here?
Maybe she's not thinking about anything at all.
Her mind is completely blank?
Maybe she reached a state of selflessness.
Let's see. About Bats 490.
Considering the fact.
About Chikara.
Do you?
About your relationship with Chikara. How did you end up here? About Nyes. Nyes is an ideological society? How will you tear... Okay, maybe this is relevant. How will you tear the seams of the world?
Intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
I've heard.
I don't understand.
We would eventually understand.
You will someday.
I guess she was right about that.
It is a prophecy. It will be fulfilled eventually.
But, I mean, who was the prophet? Who predicted this? Pretzel Life, I know.
It's a hand sign we use. It's meant to resemble the sign behind me.
Can you show me that again? She loves to show it to you. Gives her a lot of joy. What were you doing around 6 a.m.? Show me the hand sign. Do I have to talk to him? About Nyes. Tokiko, say something funny. Something funny.
That's the non-upal X, the symbol of Nyes.
Non-upal means
consisting of 9.
Yeah, there's single, double, triple. Non-upal is the 9th.
By the way, would you mind if I asked you a question?
Yeah, here's where she asks us this.
What is it?
Are you perhaps a Freyr?
Freyr?
Frey. I thought I heard that somewhere before.
I am asking the person within you.
What?
I will ask you one more time. Are you a Freyr?
A Freyr? Absolutely.
Hey, Ryuki.
As I thought.
No, I got this, Tama. I got this.
Then you've realized this world is fictional. Am I correct?
Sure is.
Ryuki, what's gotten into you?
We're just playing along.
Then please tell me the nil number.
Oh, I happen to have that right here.
If you truly are a Freyr, you should know it.
Well, what would I tell you if the nil number was 604211? What do you have to say to that? Ryuki chapter diverge. He's got the bad brain again.
What? Tama!
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Self-healing program started. guess let's look around. Tokiko's secretary Mamaroo, or not? What the? What's going on?
Thank you. Why are you surprised? I didn't die.
Hmm?
Let me show you the real world. I am this space.
Tokiko said find me. Where could she be?
Oh, we're walking around. Now we can just walk through the desk. We can walk through that wall. Something there. Hi.
This is the true world.
It's not much, is it?
Do you understand?
Let's look around. There's really not a whole lot to look at, is there? If it's the true world, it's a little underwhelming, Tokiko. It's Tokiko. Is this a hallucination?
Is it because you cannot comprehend it logically? But you have already transcended the logic of causality. How did you know about the nil number? My hologram only discusses that fact 6 years into the future. And it is not Ryuki who will be told. The two Mizukis. We will tell them the nil number. But for some reason, you already knew. Why is that? Can you explain? This is a logical paradox. This is an enormous seam in the structure of this world. It has been rent, and the reality beneath has been exposed. Do you recall what I told you? If you tear at the seams of a cloth, it will unravel, and a hole will be created.
Yeah, she did say that.
This is the result. We are in that hole now.
We're in the reality hole.
In an empty space, torn into the false world itself.
So the other side of the veil, separating reality and the simulation, on the other side is nothing. I don't know, it doesn't seem like freedom to me. It's Tokiko. Why did you order Amame to move the corpse? Why did you commit suicide? Why was the nil number shared at that time?
You asked me 3 questions.
There you go.
All of them have the same answer.
Yes?
In order to experience this moment now, we did this. Although I suppose it is more accurate to say what we are about to experience. The intersection between the warp and weft. That's where the seam can occur.
Right, the twisty timeline.
Happened to make this happen. And what is about to happen. The reality is, this world will eventually collapse. I have reached Moksha.
And Moksha does not seem all that impressive, honestly.
Thanks to you. Further explanation is unnecessary.
I don't know about that, Tokiko.
I will not allow you to call this charity, but I will grant you one of 2 options. Ryuki is about to return to the original world. When that happens, you can share this information with him, or not share this information with him. Which do you choose? I leave that decision to you.
Well, I mean, if we did not share, I would assume that everything would play out the way it originally did. Because nothing would have changed. So I guess we will share.
I see. Ryuki will be returned to the original world, with the knowledge of these past few days, and what will happen 6 years from now. As a result, history will change. Not even I know if this will bring you true happiness, but I will respect your decision. Be seeing you. Until we meet again, goodbye, Freyr.
Pretzel Live. Tokiko out. Huh.
Ryuki, are you okay?
What about Tokiko?
I have no idea. I was out cold.
Mamaroo, where's Tokiko?
Huh. She was just here earlier.
Well, that's weird. She was just standing right next to me, and it's like she transcended this reality or something. I explained to Tama how I met Tokiko outside the president's office. So Tama is...
Are you stupid or something?
Now, what was that sentence?
It's just one of your typical episodes.
I do have them, it's true.
Episodes?
Yeah, your hallucinations? I think you need to get some sleep.
All this happened, more or less, in Yoyogi Park. 6 years later.
It's cold.
Mr. Date.
It's Mr. Date. His left eye is wrapped up. About the HB case.
What, is the cold getting to your brain or something? You solved the HB case 6 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. It all happened 6 years ago. Nothing happened after that.
You found Terror, Uruso Mizuki, in the basement of Horodori Institute.
That's right. Somehow I just knew he was there. It's all coming back to me now.
I bet he's in his holding cell right now, cursing your name.
And he's alive?
The case is still in the courts, but there's no doubt he's gonna get hit hard with the sentencing. No one but him knows the whole story, but he definitely cut Jin and Chikara in half.
Oh, so does Komeiji live? Was Terror stopped before killing Komeiji now? What are you doing here, Mr. Date?
I'm here to investigate a case.
A case?
Guess I've got to tell you everything now. 6 years ago, you solved the HB case and got promoted.
Yeah, that's right, I did.
Now you're second in command at Abyss. You're always at your desk now, so you don't really know what it's like out there anymore.
We became a pencil pusher, became a bureaucrat. Never get out there and see action anymore. About Tokiko.
Huh? Why are you asking about Tokiko? She disappeared 6 years ago. She's been missing. Anyway, I'm gonna get going now. See ya.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Ryuki.
Yeah, there he is.
Komeiji?
And I mean, if Komeiji never died, obviously Amame never would have killed Uru. And they said that Uru wasn't dead, so Amame doesn't go to prison.
Long time no see, Ryuki.
Shoma.
Komeiji, you're alive.
What do you mean? I'm not a ghost. See? My legs are right here.
Well, they are short.
To think, My only son insulting me like this. You should consider yourself lucky I don't have a short temper.
The jokes do land a little better when you don't yell Inti Inti Pachaka Max after everyone, I will admit. Komeiji, you exist in this world? Yes, that is how I greet people. I don't say hello to them. I gasp and say in disbelief, you exist in this world? It's a great way to open a conversation. Komeiji?
That's an odd way of phrasing it. Though, it's true I was removed from the world outside. Because 6 years ago you opened the freezer at Brahmin, Mr. Ryuki.
Has Komeiji been in jail?
I got sent to prison for illegally disposing of a dead body.
Did he work on his routine in jail? Being in jail could potentially be a fruitful experience if you're trying to come up with stand-up material.
But I finished my sentence long ago. Now I work at a tofu factory, and I still do my comedy act on the side.
All right, so he got a regular job, but he hasn't given up his comedy dreams. But at the very least, he can pay his debts off and not have to traffic guns.
Boy, now that I look back on it, what was I thinking? The alcohol's no excuse. I caused so much trouble for Shoma and Amame. I'm actually glad you arrested me back then. If I was never caught, things might have turned out worse.
Who knows how bad things would have gotten? No one will ever know.
I can only thank you.
Shoma, why are you here?
I was just on a walk with Dad. It feels good walking in snow, you know? Oh, don't worry about my body. I can't really put it into words, but I think I've come to accept it. It's not like a disease or something, and it doesn't cause me any pain. Plus, I don't think I've completely stopped aging. I'm growing a little bit. Maybe I'll live to be 600 years old.
I'm gonna be a 600-year-old super genius.
If you really think hard about it, it is pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy without thinking hard about it.
Now we're gonna excuse ourselves.
Bye, Ryuki.
Everyone I love around me is gonna die, while I continue living. In a way, it's a living nightmare, Ryuki. I try not to think about it.
Dad! Shoma!
I'm not in jail.
Darn. I was a step too late. I was gonna ask what they wanted to eat for dinner.
Mame. And again.
I didn't think I would meet my savior here. Today is going to be a good day.
You can just feel it. Again. Savior?
Are you serious? I'm talking about 6 years ago. You covered up what I did with Jin's left half. Not too long after we moved the body to the freezer, you found it there. Mame and I didn't even get a slap on the wrist.
Right, Komeiji was the only one convicted of disposing of the corpse. He never mentioned Mame's name during the trial.
He didn't give up his daughter. Mame. Mame.
Huh? What is it? You look like you've seen a ghost.
More like I've seen a killer.
Are you talking about a Mame?
Oh, we're all potential killers, Gen.
Well, she did slice it right down the middle. The lobster we got at the store.
Because you asked me to, Genny.
Turns out I'm really good at cutting bodies in half. Who knew I had this talent?
Ryuki, in this timeline, Amame didn't kill anyone. As you saw earlier, Komeiji is alive and well. There is no reason for Amame to kill Terra. Not to mention Terra himself, Urusa Mizuki, has been in prison for the last 6 years. Well, just to get this out there, I don't completely believe in this other timeline thing you're talking about.
But I'm humoring you, Ryuki, because you won't stop talking about it.
I'm just humoring you.
Yeah, so, you know, if someone is going to just keep talking about it and refuse to accept that it can't be real, I mean, what are you going to do? You're gonna have to accept that this is what they believe, and just take it on their terms.
Well, we're gonna get going. Ryuki, come by the restaurant soon.
I'll be waiting at Brahmin, too. Bye for now!
Hey there, Mr. Ryuki.
Oh, Kizuna, I guess with the events of 6 years ago changing, there would not have been an explosion.
Kizuna!
Huh?
Why are you so shocked, Ryuki? Did Kizzy's beauty startle you?
But she still does have the anime braid. It's never a good sign. Your legs.
My legs?
Hey, why are you looking at Kizzy's legs? Don't get any ideas, man.
No, that's not it.
If what you said is true, Ryuki, 6 years ago, on February 15th, an explosion destroyed the cathedral. But in this timeline, that obviously never happened.
Kizuna is standing. Lien, why are you here?
Why? Well, this place is special for me and Kizzy.
So we went on a date.
A date, huh? You two seem happy.
Hell yeah.
I am very thankful.
By the way, Ryuki. I saw Mizuki and Quartz earlier. I think they're looking for you.
For me?
They had a message for you. They wanted you to meet them somewhere.
Where?
It's nearby.
Yes, the stadium.
Well, if there never was an explosion, that would mean that Mizuki would never have lost her eye. I mean, it would still be the case that older Mizuki would she would have had Aiba, but would younger Mizuki have ever have had Aiba? No, she's got it. She's got it. Mizuki is standing there. Aiba?
Huh? What about Aiba?
I am right here, in Mizuki's left eye socket.
Once I decided to join Abyss, I got my left eye removed.
She got a voluntary removal like Ryuki did.
And I was installed there.
So Mr. Date doesn't have you?
I go back sometimes.
Like having two lovers.
Goodness, Aiba certainly gets around.
Please do not make it weird.
No, we're making it weird.
You're just that popular.
Yeah, you have a way of attracting all the weirdos.
Who are you calling a weirdo?
I mean, Mizuki is a big weirdo. It's true. BB. I decided to use the name Mizuki Date uses for her. I heard you were looking for me.
Oh, yes.
Oh, in this timeline, he never would have shot her with the electro bullet, and so her heart wouldn't have started, you know, getting bad.
We wanted to ask you something.
So I guess all that is canceled out as well.
Does seeing the stadium evoke any emotions?
Like what?
I feel like we fought together here. Today, on February 15th. I think you were there too, Ryuki. So I thought you might know something.
Hey, Tama. Is it really okay to leave things like this?
What do you mean? Komeiji is alive, Kizuna still has her legs, Mommy didn't kill anyone, and she's living her best life. Isn't this the ultimate happy ending?
Yeah, that's all true, but...
Huh?
boundary that divides the real and unreal is ambiguous. It's all like a butterfly dream. Perhaps you are that butterfly, fluttering as the wind carries you through the air.
It's alive. Third class cabin has been unlocked in bonus. All right. Kumeji is alive. He was incarcerated for mishandling a corpse, but has been out of prison for a while. Next to him is a smiling Shoma. Besides the fact his growth was slow, there's nothing wrong with him. Amame didn't kill anyone, nor was she arrested. She's still getting along with Gen. Kizuna's body is healthy. She's standing on her own 2 legs. Next to her is a smiling Lien. Afterward, Ryuki heads to the stadium and meets the 2 Mizukis. The 3 of them reminisce about their memories at the stadium together. But did all of that really happen? And that is like off to the side. It's really not connected to anything else there. Like there's like a purple line going up from it, going all the way to the top. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you can see it over there. Ryuki diverge. And then down there at the lower right. Well, I guess Tokiko got what she wanted, which was to get out of the simulation. It's unclear as to what was on the other side of that. But in doing so, it allowed for everyone to get their happy ending. What does this other one say? It says that. We need 999 eyeballs to open the third class cabin.
Good choice.
Oh, it's a somnium? All right. Yeah, third class cabin is the first room from 999, isn't it? A loud noise startled Aiba awake, and her eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, she realized that she didn't recognize her surroundings.
Ow.
With a crack, Aiba's head connected with something metal. She rolled over and threw out her hand to steady herself, but she found herself groping at empty air.
What? Whoa!
Her balance lost and her still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Aiba tumbled down to the cold, gray floor.
Ouch! God damn it! What the hell?
She looked above her with an angry scowl. She finally understood where she fell from.
Bed?
A 3-bed bunk bed. She fell from the top bunk.
I fell pretty far. That really hurt.
Her shoulders, knees, and back were in pain, but her head got the worst of it.
Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait, that's not it.
There's a vibration coming from the floor. The whole room was shaking.
An earthquake? But it's shaking too fast for that.
Aiba didn't know what could be causing it.
Anyway.
Aiba brushed her body off and stood. She slowly looked around. And she whispered.
Where am I?
Aiba stood in a room so unfamiliar to her, it nearly made her forget the pain in her body. Eventually, the shaking subsided.
Wait, it stopped?
A strange silence started to fill the room. In the distance, the sound of metal.
What's that sound?
Iba looked about the room. An antique stove. A 3-bed bunk bed with thin mattresses. There was another set of beds on the other side of the room. On the wall was a slightly rusted iron door. It stood as firm and cold as a stone monument. The first thing that caught her attention was the writing. There was a number written on the door with bright red paint. 5.
5? What's this 5 mean?
She stared at the number and slowly approached. She tried shaking the L-shaped handle on the door.
It won't open.
Pushing and pulling did nothing. Beside the door was a device that appeared to be some kind of card reader.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut?
Iba closed her right hand and pounded on the metal door.
Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
No response. She lifted her left hand, and at that moment, she noticed something peculiar.
Huh? What the hell is this?
She couldn't keep the question inside. On her left wrist was a bracelet, totally alien to her. A digital number was displayed in the center.
A watch? It doesn't look like one.
It couldn't be, of course. There was only one number displayed.
5. That's the same as the door.
Not that she knew what that meant. Iba was confused, but decided her first course of action should be to take the bracelet off. She turned her wrist as if taking off a watch.
How do I take this off?
There were no clasps on either side of the bracelet. She turned her wrist the other way. She noted protrusions coming out of each side of the display.
Maybe pushing something on this will work?
She pressed it, but nothing happened. The digital face did not change at all.
Nothing. Damn. I guess I'll have to force it off.
Iba tried to remove the bracelet by force, but...
No good. This stupid thing won't come off!
The metal bracelet was tight around her wrist.
What the hell is the deal with this thing?
She let out a frustrated scream. The situation made no sense to her. Her head felt like it was going to explode.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head.
A sharp pain in her head caused her to lift her vision.
Oh.
She discovered a window opposite to the door.
This is...
It was similar in style to those found on ships.
Hold on. Am I on a ship?
She slowly walked up to the window. Outside was pitch darkness.
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside.
She squinted into the dark. In the next moment...
Huh?
What the? You gotta be kidding me! What the hell is going on here?
The window shattered. Water started pouring into the room.
What the hell? God damn it!
Iba shouted and turned around. She charged to the door.
Hey! Anyone? Is anyone there? Come on! If you're there, say something!
No answer. The water was rising quickly. It sloshed around her knees.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. I need to find a way out. And fast.
Iba wiped sweat from her brow and looked around the room. Seek a way out. 6 minutes, 1 person, 5 door. Upon waking up, Iba realizes she's on a strange ship. Solve the mysteries and escape from the third-class cabin. I do like how they do have the text narration, even though it's not... They haven't been doing that in this game, really. But 999 had a tremendous amount of text narration. Alright. I do not remember how to solve this room. We're gonna find out together. There's a corkboard. There's a note to it.
The note on the bulletin board.
There are red and blue triangles on the note. Below is a right-facing arrow, pointing to something red and something blue. There's a picture frame on the shelf. An old picture frame. There's a picture of a ship on it. Here's screws keeping the back on. Items can be checked from the clue list. Alright, need to find that screwdriver. We can't open this yet. Another briefcase, can't open that. Pot and stove. Faded pot. Key. Here's a blue key. What's it for? Supposed to open something blue? And the screwdriver. Why is it here? Well, we have it now. Doesn't seem to be anything special about it. Screwdriver got the screws easy enough. Here's the picture. Photo of a ship. Looks like an old cruise ship. On the back of the photo were 10 symbols and numbers. Symbols were all the same shape. The top row was empty and the bottom row was filled out. What does it mean? Mirror. A small red key. Is this for opening something red?
I should probably hold on to this key.
Iba tries to leave, but something stops her. The person in the mirror was not herself.
What's up with my face?
She whispered to herself.
I look like a zombie.
What happened?
Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I was solving a case. I synced, and...
At that moment, a memory came back. It was the last memory before Iba woke up in the room. She got home a little past 12. Iba ran up the stairs to open the door to her room, room 201. Iba's home, a modest studio apartment, one that 63,000 yen in rent could buy. She first moved into the studio when she started college. It had been 3 years and 7 months since then.
I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
As she entered the room, she pressed the switch on the wall. The ceiling lights flickered and emitted a dull white light.
Man, work was rough today.
She was familiar with the scene in front of her. In the corner of the room were magazines and dust-covered college textbooks. CD cases scattered around, jeans and t-shirts left on the floor. But this time, something was different.
Huh? A breeze?
The night wind made the white lace curtains waver, carrying the scent of deep autumn.
Huh. That's weird. Did I leave that open?
She was confused that she would ever let fresh air into her stank-ass apartment. What? It smells nice in here. That can't be right. It was open on one side. She stuck out her head to check.
Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
Iba closed the window. When suddenly... She turned to face a specter of a man dressed in black. He wore a hood and a gas mask that concealed his face. Who are... She tried to scream, but no sound came out.
I can't...
Iba fell to the floor with a thud. She saw white smoke pool around her. Smoke emanating from what looked like a grenade. Everything was going white. Even the thoughts inside her head were going white.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A voice rang in her ears. It sounded scratchy, noisy, a distinct hissing growl.
You are going to participate in a game. The memory game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
That was her last memory before waking up. Aiba's consciousness melted into the white fog.
That's right! That guy with the gas mask!
You know, even though that particular costume does not appear much in the game, I still think that the original Zero design of the gas mask and raincoat is a very strong villain design. I think it's probably the strongest villain design that one of Uchikochi's games have had.
That son of a bitch must have taken me here.
Aiba clenched her teeth and tried to remember how the man looked.
Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not.
His voice was definitely modulated by something.
But how is such a thing even possible?
His body was cloaked and concealed.
Just who was that? It said, "You have been chosen."
Aiba didn't have a clue what that meant.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
But the memory lingers.
You are going to participate in a game. The memory game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The nonary game, huh? What the hell is a nonary game? God damn it!
Come on, Aiba, you're an AI. You should know what nonary means. Aiba punched the mirror. Alright, we still have to seek a way out. A way out still must be seekened. Bed. I can't bring to call myself a bed. Feels like a board with a sheet on it. It's pretty flat. Piece of paper under the pillow.
The note under the pillow.
On it is a blue shape and a red shape. Below is an arrow pointing right, pointing to something red and something blue. Alright, let's open up a blue briefcase. Put the blue key in there. Aiba tries to put the blue key in the lock, but it's not opening. I need a combination to unlock the briefcase. All right, let me go back and look at my stuff. Right, let's see. Clue list, right? So let's see. Memo from bed. All right, I'm gonna just write this down for myself. For blue, we have filled in square, and we have hollow triangle. I'm just drawing down the triangle. I should also draw the red stuff while I'm doing this. I'm just drawing this down on a post-it in front of me. So we don't have to look that up, keep having to look that up. And let's see. Note from bulletin board. So the first two red ones, got that filled in triangle and hollow for red. For blue, the last two were filled in and hollow. Then let's see. Then we have this. So let's see. For blue, the first character was the filled in square, 0. Second character was the triangle that's under 2. The third character was the one that's under 6. And the fourth one was 3. For red, we had, let's see, the first one is 7. The second one is 4. The third one is 8. And then lastly is 5. Okay, let's do the briefcase again. 4-digit number.
Let's try again.
Let's see, it was 0, 2, 6, 3. After setting the number and turning the key, the sound of the lock opening rings out.
Yes, it opened!
Looks like there's something in here. What's this? A file? Inside the file was a piece of paper. Digital root. Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single-digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Example, the digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. Take those two numbers, 2 plus 1 equals 3. Therefore, the digital root of 678 is 3. Example, the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, leads to 1 plus 0 equals 1. Therefore, the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1.
I see.
Yes.
So I just keep adding numbers until I get a single-digit number.
Digital root was a big thing in 999. Oh, it looks like there's something on the back of the... looks like there's something on the back of the thing. A stack of key cards, huh? The number written on each card. 6, 7, and 8. All right, well, let me write that down while I'm at it. The blue key cards say 6, 7, 8. Does that mean something? All right, let's head to the red one. All right, and the red numbers we got were 7, 4, 8, 5.
All right, it's unlocked.
More cards. The red cards, gonna write that down. The red are 1, 2, and 3. All right, and there's one other thing. Besides the door, we can also look at this right here. Water is pouring into the room without pause. Crashes through the window like a waterfall. Plugging up the window won't halt the flow of water. The only way to save myself is to get out of the room. I need to seek a way out. You know, one thing I would mention is that I do enjoy navigating this room using this interface rather than the old visual novel interface of 999. I do think they did a good job of, I don't know, controlling a character to explore space in the AI games.
5.
Since they never really did that before with the Zero Escape games. What's the meaning of this number? On the side of the device is a small gap. The card that I obtained earlier. Maybe you slide the card in there. There's a lever on the device. Maybe if I lower this. She lowered the lever, but all it did was emit a strange sound. The lamp is still red and the display didn't change. There aren't any more cards in here. I only got one other hint.
Of course, the files.
File said something about a digital root.
Digital root. A digital root, huh?
What am I supposed to do with? There's 5 on that door.
Do I have to get a digital root of 5?
I'm not really sure about this. Whatever, it's worth a shot.
Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. A digital root can be made with 3 of these numbers. All right, so which 3 of these will give us a digital root of 5? Well, why don't we start with the biggest ones, which are 6, 7, and 8. If we add those together, we will get 21 makes 3. That doesn't do it. If we went, let's see, what about 1, 2, well, 1, 2, 3 is going to make 6, clearly not. What about 2, 3, 6? 2 plus 2 with 5, 6, 11, 2. No, that makes 2. What about 3, 6, 7? That's going to be 16. No, that makes 7. So what if we go with 3, 7, 8? That would make 18. That would make 9. What if we go with 2, 7, 8? That would make 17. That would make 8. What if we go with 1, 7, 8? That would be 16. That would make 7. What if we go with 1, 2, 6? That would make, no, that's 9. What if we go with 1, 2, 7? No, it's 10, which makes 1. What if we go with 1, 2, 8? No, it's 11, makes 2. What if we go with 2, 3... No, didn't I just do that? I just do 2, 3, 6. I might have already said that. Maybe. What if we go with 8, 2, 3, which makes... That makes 4. Why don't we go with 6, 3, 8, which makes 7. That makes 8. Why don't we go with 8, 1, 2? That makes 11. That makes 12. No, that makes 2. Why don't we go with 8? I already tried 6, 7, 8. Why don't we go with 8, 7? Let's see. Why don't we go with 8, 7, 8, 8, 16, 8, 7, 7, 6, oh, 1, 6, 7. 1 plus 6 plus 7 makes 14, and 1 plus 4 makes 5. So let's go with 1, 6, and 7. With determination, she lowered the lever, which resulted in a different sound from before. The sound! Did it open? The red lamp is green. It must have worked. That was the last obstacle. Escape! You found it! We found it. The bracelet has been unlocked in the bonus menu. That was a fun little bonus. I enjoyed seeing the cabin done in AI style. It's also kind of funny to remember, oh yeah, the Zero Escape games were puzzle games. The AI games really haven't been that. The AI games aren't puzzle games. The Somniums aren't puzzles. What they are opportunities to make Aiba do dumb things, like eat a bomb. Like in AI, failing the Somniums is a good thing, because you do it by seeing funny things happen. Like, there's a lot of content that you'll only see if you do it wrong. Not really puzzles. But, yeah, the Zero Escape games were definitely puzzle games. And... by doing that, we unlock the bracelet. Well, I guess we could have Aiba try it on.
Regardless of how suspicious she is, she should know something about the Nirvana Initiative.
Yeah, she should know something about that. Alright, how about one more eyeball-y question for the road? What rank do I like? Bantamweight. Alright, oh, evaluation is updated. Class up. A1 Investigator. Costumes added to bonus Q header. Okay, alright, I will... Hold on. Let's go... leave the game again.
Show me too!
That is named incorrectly. That is not a Q head. I remember people saying, the game never actually calls him Q, you just think it did. No, it absolutely called him Q every time you went to the team select screen, and it said Q team and showed his picture. Please, they never called him Q. Please.
Regardless of how suspicious she is, she should know.
Something about the Nirvana Initiative. Yes, actually, I do want to do this.
Worried about health?
No.
I see. Worried about work?
That's right.
Is it mental?
I want more energy.
Half for one. We are full-time heroes.
That's not your line, Iba.
Fighting off delinquents and ne'er-do-wells. But don't fall in with that crowd. Absolutely not. So, you want more energy. Sleep 2 hours earlier than usual.
I can't do that. Like, I'm streaming right now, aren't I? I can't just go to bed right now. Look, Iva, we work for so long, and it feels like we can't go to sleep at a normal time because we have to be able to spend enough time on ourselves. Leisure time's important, Iba. You don't want to go to bed early because it feels like you didn't have enough time for yourself. And you go to bed, it just means that it's time to go to work. Let's dress you up. Okay, what about... Okay, nothing...
Home, Sea King. How about a pick together?
Head? Okay, yeah, here we go. Well, we saw Wanderer Head.
Talent. Well, when you're hungry, it's a perfect head for memory loss.
We love memory loss in these games now, don't we?
Makes me want to make life-risking decisions. Makes me want to... Transform! This hand is a hassle. Or not? Why is Tama a humanoid shape? It's a weird feeling to be on a shoulder. I want to get trapped on a luxury cruise wearing this.
Very stylish. Iba, tell me something that will get me excited.
Iba, tell me something that will get me excited.
If you image search the word insect, you will be bouncing off the walls with excitement.
I feel like they could have done more with the AI counseling room. I don't know. I feel like there's more that could have been done with... It's an interesting idea, but I feel like there's more that could have been done. Like, it doesn't seem like the AIs have that much to say. Evaluation still has a green dot. Clear Ryuki chapter Diverge. You found it! Cleared a third-class cabin. No death game this time. You know, if that had continued on and we met the characters, like the AI2 characters, as 999 characters, could the ninth man be anyone else but Chikara? It would have to be him, right? Like, that it would have to be him as... Like, you wouldn't have him for the rest of the game. But I think that he's really the only person that it could be. I don't think there was anything new from that. I think So would be Ace. Complain about how he can't recognize faces. Well, I think that's everything. I mean, I feel like that was all of the timelines. We got our credits, our big dance number. Then there was something after that where we had like a little secret timeline where we got the nil number. And Tokiko demonstrated to us that maybe the world is actually a simulation and she was able to escape it, which is a little unexpected if it turns out that is actually true. I mean, I guess the idea that the twist was only a twist to you, the player, and not to anyone in the game was an indication of that. And then because Ryuki had foreknowledge of what was going to happen, he was able to arrest Uru early, and Uru was probably like, what the hell? What about my plans? I thought it was a step ahead of everyone, but then he wasn't. I guess really Tokiko kind of left him hang out to dry, right? Like, she made it past the veil. She made it to Moksha, and screw Uru, I guess. I suppose. Uru was like, I'm going to go to Moksha, and I'm going to have everyone do it as well. Everyone's going to be free. And then, that didn't work out, so Tokiko's like, all right, see you later, suckers. I'm off. I guess I'm going to achieve enlightenment on my own. And she did. And she did. Yeah. And then we have our little 999 surprise. That was a surprise. That was a welcome surprise. I like seeing that. I like seeing that room done up in the AI2 engine. I'm thinking about what I thought about AI2. I enjoyed it for the most part. I did like the characters in it. I did like the it had a bigger start, I think, than the first game. I enjoyed much of the story that they had to tell. I did feel that maybe in the first game that the twist was maybe stronger. I feel like the first game maybe did a better job of leading up to its twist, in the sense of how, doing the syncing is something you're doing throughout the entire game, and they keep telling you that you can only do it for 6 minutes, and it eventually all leads up to, finding out what happens if you do it more than 6 minutes. And leading up to that, they give you metaphors for what syncing does to the brain with the eggs. We remember the eggs, right? Brains are eggs. Your consciousness is the yolk. And then they hit you with the big twist that the yolks can switch eggs. And then, after that, you puts everything that you saw previously into a new context. And things that didn't make sense now make sense. And I felt like it just worked better in what it was leading up to. I felt like this game feels like it's going bigger, like bigger stakes, a bigger adventure. And the twist is a little odd in that, as I mentioned, the twist does not actually relate to any of the characters in the game. Like, it's not a surprise or something that would make sense to anyone in the game. It's a twist to you, learning that you were not experiencing the course of events in chronological order. You being the player, and the only reason it makes sense is because it turns out that Tokiko is correct, that the world is a simulation, and that there is someone watching in from the real world, which is you, the player, or rather, Freyr. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. It is also the case that there is a bit too much in terms of, I think, having things in the past and present match up so you don't notice that the timelines are different, such as 6 years ago, Mizuki dressed exactly like Mizuki of the present, and also had the same hairstyle, and also had Aiba. And there's one difference being the scar on her leg. They point out the bullet wound near the beginning of the game. And I guess that's the one clue, whether or not you notice that sometimes Mizuki has her leg scar and sometimes she doesn't. But that's kind of it. But I feel like, How do I want to... I feel like there were... I'm trying to think of how I want to... Like, what would I want to say? Just thinking about the plot and the characters. I had a train of thought going. But now I'm not sure if I do have a train of thought anymore. I'm unsure. My train of thought might have gotten derailed. Yeah, the first game... I said this game had larger stakes. The first game is smaller stakes, really. It's more about a serial killer who does it just because they like to, because it's fun. And this game goes way bigger to a save the world plot. And I feel that's kind of a similar thing that happened with 999 and VLR. Well, where 999 is a smaller story, and then you get to VLR, and it's much bigger in every way, including the stakes being that the humanity was nearly eradicated by Radical 6. And the whole thing is all about having to figure out how to shift back into the past so you can stop that from happening. I think that going with bigger stakes frequently doesn't result in a better story. A smaller story can certainly be, when it comes to a murder mystery, I think can certainly be a better one, a better way of doing it. Though, as far as a sequel goes, I will say that AI2 is a better sequel than VLR was. I know VLR tends to be the popular Zero Escape game, but the ending of that game was, please play the third game. Like, just so we're clear on that, so everyone remembers. VLR was a long game, and the ending was, part 3's coming, you should play that. Alright. I guess. I suppose. Also, I do think that the twist in this game is probably better than the twist in VLR. I didn't notice I was actually old and had cyborg implants. Weird that I never noticed that. I thought I was in my 20s. Turns out, no. Huh. I mean, there was a lot going on. There was a whole game of death happening. There were no mirrors around. So, I mean, he can miss it easily. Easily missed. When it comes to the AI games, something that I like maybe more than the overall story, I do like the character work. I tend to like them quite a bit. I do like the dialogue. I like the AIs. This game introducing another AI. This one, an exceptionally horny AI. As she was modeled after Date. Both in terms of personality and in terms of looks, as it has been noted that Tama in the face and hair has quite some similarities to Date. So it's not too much of a surprise if she based her appearance based on what Ryuki would enjoy. Not that much of a surprise. I don't know which AI pairing I liked more, honestly. Like, we're used to Aiba and her personality, and of course Tama and the Ryuki pairing was a different dynamic. I'm not sure which one I liked more, but I did enjoy that we had a different AI investigator dynamic than we were used to in Tama and Ryuki. I thought Kizuna, at some point, there might be a chance that she was the culprit, like at the beginning of the game. Because I was thinking, why is she in this game? She seems important. Because, like, she has the song. She has the song and dance of the game. But I don't understand why she's in this game. She's just, like, Iris and Mizuki's friend and kind of appears every so often. Why is she... I thought that, like, something... It was going to turn out maybe she was the killer. It's, like, obviously didn't go in that direction. But I was thinking that for a bit. I feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of how to say it. I feel like this game has some plot points that seem important that got resolved off screen. And, like, there were some things that maybe weren't so important that got a lot of screen time. Like, I think a thing I'm thinking about is... Something that seems important is when you find out that one reason that Ryuki is so tormented is that Terror reprogrammed Tama. So if Ryuki doesn't do what he says, Tama will self-destruct, and her data will be erased from the Wadjet system, erasing her completely. And Ryuki can't tell anyone about that, otherwise she will also self-destruct and erase. And so that's a big reason about... It's not the only reason, but it's a big reason about why he's so depressed. And that seems like a very important plot point, but then it turns out that gets resolved off screen. Like when we talk to Ryuki and Tama in the cathedral near the end of the game, it turns out, like I think Tama mentions that Pewter removed that programming, and that was just something that happened at some point that we didn't see. I don't know, I feel like that, like something like that would be more important to be happening on screen. I feel. I feel like it's kind of odd that... Terror... It seemed like he was this omniscient being who's one step ahead of everyone, which is a villain type. It's a villain type that is not surprising for one of Uchikochi's games. We definitely have seen it. But it seemed kind of odd to me that in the end, like, there was no trick to him. He just really knew everything. Like, he said that he had a lot of time, so he studied a lot of subjects like engineering and electronics and microbiology, etc., etc. And so he just knew everything. So he's able to do all these things because he knows so much. He gets his hands on Tama and can just reprogram her and infiltrate the Wadjet system, and he can just do that. And there's no trick, there's no lying, there's no, like, illusion. Because frequently, Zero has a lot of illusion to him, but in this case, Terror really didn't. It's just, yeah, I've been in a basement my whole life, and the only thing I've known to do is, like, study science, so here we go. Let's do this. And it's like, okay. He's what he said he was. As far as the song of this game goes, we've heard Half the Whole quite a few times. And I think it's as far as, is it a better song than Invincible Rainbow Arrow? And I would say yes, but I also think Invincible Rainbow Arrow is more memorable. And it also had the funny joke of the VA for Iris not really being able to sing. Like, she's almost doing it, but she's like a little off key the whole time. And that was funny. I thought that was funny that Iris is just bad at singing. we meet her and she's like an idol, and then it turns out no, she just streams Minecraft. No, she kind of sings, but she can't really. She likes to dance. Half to Whole, I think, was maybe too good of a song, is what I'm saying. Something I thought was funny is how whenever we see Date in this game, he's presented as so cool, whereas in the first game he really wasn't. And like, I guess when we see him through like Ryuki's eyes, he's just the coolest. And he's like taken out like mercenaries, and he's so smooth. And then when we play as him in the first game, he's like constantly being trashed and insulted by his adopted daughter and his robot eyeball because of how lame he is and his porn addiction. I like that, and I thought it was funny about how in this game, if you didn't play the first game and you saw Date in this game, you might think he's like a traditional, really cool anime protagonist. And then in the first game, he's really not at all. I think maybe that's one thing I like about Uchikoshi's writing when it comes to like anime cliches. Like if you play something like Persona, the protagonist is the very cool protagonist who everyone likes and all the girls want to get with. And like Date, he would like to be that person, but he's not. He would like to be, but he's really not. And like in the first game, the only person who thinks he's like that is Iris, and that's funny because it makes Oda mad. So it's a funny joke. In this game, Ryuki absolutely thinks that about Date. Is it weird that we never got any clarification about what the relationship was? Remember the intimate physical relationship? That's not sexual, but it's intimate and physical. What was that about? We never got anything more about that. What does that even mean? Why would they just put that out there and like never clarify anything? What is the intimate physical relationship? Well, this game was definitely longer than the first one. Pretty sure. And I mean, like, one reason for that was our dual protagonists. And like I said, I did like the differing personalities, the differing perspectives. I wasn't such of a fan that they undid some of the character development from the first game. Like in the first game, a very different thing about the first game is that Date has very significant character development over the course of it, to the point where he's a completely different character by the end of it. And that was pretty new for one of Uchikoshi's games, I think. But in this game, they undid that because they wanted to have, you know, the old version of Date in this game, I guess. And they didn't want to spoil the first game. But I find it a little bit disappointing that they didn't just go forward with that character development, that they rolled it back for the sake of having horny, porn-loving Date back. I don't feel like there was really that kind of development for anyone in this game. Like, no one by the end of this game is that different. Like, Mizuki really isn't. Neither is Bibi. Neither is Ryuki has, you know, is doing better in terms of his brain problems, but aside from that, he's kind of the same guy. He's just, you know, he's been able to resolve the case, and as such, is getting over his depression. So I think that is an important element. Comparing these two, I feel like the first game had succeeded. I think the first game probably succeeded in being Uchikoshi's most heartfelt game, with the development of Date over the course of the game, and having something like the Mizuki ending and the Ota ending. I feel like this game doesn't really do that so much. Like, you had something with the Shoma and Komeiji ending. But I feel like it never really goes so far as like what the first game does. So, as an overall package, I remember when I first started playing AI 1, I wasn't so enamored with it. But over the course of the game, I really enjoyed it and liked it very much by the end. And I feel like overall, it ended up being a better story and progression throughout than AI 2 was. But of course, I did enjoy AI 2 very much. I just don't think it ended up being as smooth of a package as the first game was. Even though I did like the new characters that were introduced, I did like Ryuki and Tama. I feel like AI 1 feels tighter, more concise, and makes more sense in the end. So I guess like with 999 and VLR, I felt like 999 was the stronger of the two. When it comes to AI 1 and AI 2, I feel like AI 1 was the stronger of the two. If there is an AI 3, I can only hope. It's better than Zero Time Dilemma, which is not a high bar, Uchikoshi. It is not a high bar, I would say. Hey, you know, I just realized they never did anything in this game with the reverse sync again. Like in the first Somnium, when Mizuki does Ryuki, like you have the reverse sync where Tama takes control, and then Aiba reverses it back. And when that happened, I thought, oh, that's probably going to come back later in the game. Like, that they're introducing this concept now, and, like, probably, like, near the end of the game, this is going to come back at us. And it never did. It never happened again. And I'm wondering... I don't know. That seems like something that would have been foreshadowing for something that happens later, because Uchikoshi does that a lot. He does that a lot where things and details are mentioned early on and they're coming back later. And that particular thing seemed pretty important, but never came back later. There would have been an opportunity to do it later when we sync with the masked woman, because she has an AI ball in place during that time. Even though she's unconscious, Marco, the eyeball, would have still been active. So the idea of a reverse sync happening there could have happened, but I do believe that they don't have a model for him. Like, there is concept art of Marco, but I don't think they ever actually made a model for him. So, I don't know, maybe that was an idea? Maybe they had that idea to do it at some point, but it just never happened? I don't know, that actually does surprise me, that that's not something that came back again. Yeah, so again, so overall, even though I feel like the overall mystery and resolution not as satisfying as the first game, I did overall quite enjoy it. I enjoyed our characters, old and new. Chikara is an absolute monster. And I had a good time playing AI The Somnium Files, Nirvana Initiative. I hope you had a good time watching the story, watching this go along. You know, I know this has been going on for a while, but it really doesn't feel like that to me. I feel like this is a pretty fast-paced game. I feel like it never wore out its welcome to me. Like, I never felt like this was going on too long, even though I suppose I've been playing this for around a month and a half, which is quite lengthy for my stream. Usually play shorter games, but I never felt like this got tired. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And what martial art are you good at? What about Systema? Can you breathe a certain way to not feel pain? Maybe you know, but I don't know the answer to that. Let's head to the top menu. So, that is it for AI, the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. That's it for our adventures. with our AI eyeballs. All 3 of them, even though we only saw 2 of them. Will there be a 3rd game? I don't know. I hope so. You know, the fact that there was a sequel was very surprising to me. Like, I did not think AI 1 would have sold enough to get a sequel, and then they announced it, and I was like, oh, wow. I'm surprised, but excited. But I guess Uchikoshi's game's not selling well. It's not an unusual thing. It's kind of the way his games go, doesn't it? It's kind of how they go. But somehow this man keeps getting to make more of his weird games, and I'm very happy about that. And I hope he gets to make many more weird games, because I will look forward to playing them. This has been AI2, and I hope you've been enjoying it.